Great to have you with us here for Saints Tonight on CST alongside my Super Bowl champ Scott Shanley and the Hall of Famer Deuce McAllister. I'm just holding down the fort on this side of the table. I'm Victor Howell. Great to have you with us. Well, that was interesting today. Get the Saints back in the Dome. We've only seen them once this season, that disappointing loss to New England. Then they've been on the road and then a bye week. And what an afternoon we had against the Detroit Lions. We're going to break it all down for you in just a moment. First of all, it's good to see you again. It's been a month. We saw you for home game. You've been gone on the road. Then you went to London in a bye week. Your thoughts, because we haven't had a chance to talk to you in a while, your thoughts on what you saw those 2 weeks on the road and then coming into this bye week. I'll tell you, Scott this morning on Saints Game Day talked about how this bye week maybe fell at a bad time because the Saints, as you've seen in person, have been playing well, and you want to kind of keep that momentum going.
Well, you know, when you talk about a team just really doing a total flip, this team did a total flip. I mean, because they were having so many communication issues really the first two games, and it was mental mistakes. And, you know, you go back and you look at the OTAs, you look at camp, that was not the same team. And then they go on the road, you know, and play Carolina, a game that they desperately needed, and, you know, it starts to click for them, you know, regardless of how banged up Cam was, and, you know, they lose Benjamin. Some things happen for them, but at the end of the day, they made the plays they need to make. And then you go to London, you know, and you play outstanding against Miami. You know, you're able to create some turnovers and get some sacks. And then you have a bye week. So the question would be, who shows up? You play a team that beats you the last 3 times that you guys have played, and then it just starts to click for them. And they still had some issues today. Now, don't get me wrong, but to be able to put up 52 points, man, that was impressive.
And, Scott, you had talked about this morning, one of those keys, getting to Matthew Stafford, because we knew he had a bad ankle. He had been battling some injuries, but the team just got off to the quick start overall today in the Dome. It looked fantastic, at least to the first, 2.5 quarters before. Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, you can slice and dice any NFL game you want. A win is a win. Wins are not easy in this league, so you'll take it any way you can get it. But obviously, you can dissect a game. It was a tale of two halves. The first half, it felt like it was 2011 back in the Dome. And then the second half, it was a mixed bag, to say the least. But I think when you look at this team, just looking at it in a season perspective, is you start with the preseason, people are excited about this defense, and then you start 0-2, you play 2 good teams, and now people are frustrated, thinking, here we go again. But what this team has been able to do, turn the season around, and it started in Carolina on the road, getting confidence, and you've seen this defense, young kids going out there, the more they get experience, the more confidence they get, and I think that's the best way to describe this team right now. They're rolling with the momentum and the confidence that they've gotten.
Well, let's show you the momentum and how it developed this afternoon in the Domes. It was good to see the black and gold back at home. It has been a while, and yes, as Bruce mentioned, it's been 3 straight years the black and gold have lost to the Detroit Lions. And Drew Brees telling his team, we've had enough of this. Let's get it going. And they did do it early, and it was the defense. Alex Okafor with the hit on Stafford. That was Scott's key this morning on Saints Game Day. Pressure him, get at him, and bang him because he's injured. And they do that, Scott. Not only did they get to him, Kenny Vaccaro there is able to jump on it for the touchdown.
A huge play early on to give this team the confidence out of the bye week and to score on it, an even bigger plus. And we talked about this morning, you get the crowd involved in these home games, that's how you get home field advantage.
Boy, did they do that in a hurry. Within 4 minutes, they've got the touchdown on the board. And then here's that guy. You called him a Saints killer. And once again, we had to watch for it. Golden Tate. And here he goes again.
Every time the Saints and the Lions get together, this guy just seems to make plays. Like I said, he's not the Megatron physique, but he makes plays every time these guys get together and play the Saints.
45 yards for Golden Tate. Deuce, he just hits the brakes there, and then he turns it, and they just can't tackle him.
I mean, you look at him, and he is not a big guy. I mean, you're talking 5'10", 195 pounds, but he is explosive and compact.
They just could not get an arm on him and bring him down, so we're tied at 7. What you're looking at right here is Mark Ingram's longest run of the season to date. 51 yards for Ingram as he goes down the sideline. He gets that Saints offense moving on 3rd and 6 from the Detroit 20. Brees out of the shotgun. He's looking for Ted Ginn Jr. Coming across the middle. He goes left side, and he will do the rest of it himself. And how about the footwork, Deuce? He's heading to the sideline. He's able to plant, stay in bounds, and get the touchdown.
Yeah, that's an explosive player. I mean, he is able just to freeze that defender, and he has the knowledge to be able to reach for this cone and get the ball inside of it. You know, they wanted to see that footstep out of bounds, but I think it was a great job of just running that sideline.
No doubt. They looked at it. They confirmed the touchdown. 4 plays, 75 yards in just over 2 minutes. Then Brees to whom and Awanui for 25 yards, and the offense is moving again. 1st and 10 from the 47, and once again, it's Ted Ginn Jr. Brees stays in the pocket, hits it for 24 yards. Now on 4th and 10, when the drive stalls, you bring in Will Lutz. He caps off a 9-play, 69-yard drive with this 41-yard field goal. The Saints rack up 169 yards in the first quarter alone. And it's 17-7 black and gold over the Lions as we head to the second. In the second, Detroit's offense has it 1st and 10 right about midfield. In fact, it's the Saints' 49-yard line. And here's that pressure again. Craig Robertson, who gets to Stafford this time, strips the ball and then recovers the fumble. Scott, let's take a look at it again. Robertson's going to be on the left side of the screen.
Well, it was a breakdown of protection, but that's not Craig or the Saints' fault. He makes a play when given the opportunity, and that's a heck of a play. Jumping up in the air, being able to control your body and swat the ball out. Huge play in the game.
Winds up giving the Saints great field position. 3rd and 4 from the 25. Willie Snead, ladies and gentlemen, his first catch of the season, as we know why he's been missing a few games to start the year. 11 yards there on 3rd and 4. Keeps the chains moving. 1st and 10 from the 14. And it's Ted Ginn Jr. this time from the right side. 13 yards on that completion. So 2nd and goal from the 1. And Mark Ingram's going to cap it off. 6 plays, 31 yards in just under 3 minutes. And the Saints are absolutely in control now. 24-7, and as Scott mentioned, they have the Dome crowd alive and feeling it with the way they're playing against the Lions. Saints get the ball back, 2nd and 6 from the 29. Let's say hello to Alvin Kamara for this game. How about 21 yards quickly down the near sideline? 4th and 1. Sean Payton feeling a little frisky here. A little 4th and 1 action. Brees calling it. Under center, Zach Line, who then pitches it. How about that for some trickeration in the first down?
Yeah, you got an old high school quarterback in Zach Line. He goes back to his option days, and pretty nice play there.
6 yards on the 4th down conversion, so now it's 1st and 10 from the 35, and you know what? Let's just keep the trick plays going. Brees with the flea flicker, back to Brees, and number 9 unloads it to Brandon Coleman. 20 yards, and now he's inside the 15-yard line. 2nd and goal now from the 2, and Mark Ingram does it again. 2nd touchdown of the day as he bulldogs his way into the end zone. 11 plays, 75 yards, one of their longer drives of the game. Took almost 5 minutes, and it's 31-10 Saints. Now, with the clock winding down in the first half, 1st and goal from the 5, Matt Stafford, incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 5, Matt Stafford, incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 5. And now that Superdome crowd is really coming alive. Stafford, again, incomplete. 4th and goal from the 5. Forget about the points. They want to go for the touchdown, Stafford, and they come up short. How about that Saints defense closing out the first half and not allowing the Lions to get into the end zone? We go to the break, and the Saints have a 31-10 lead. Just when you thought they had put it away at halftime, they're going to add to it just a little bit more. 3rd and 5 from the 30 to start the 3rd quarter. Cam Jordan gets into the backfield. Another step. Boy, Matt Stafford, I hope he had some extra space on the flight home. That guy got banged all day long. Scott, it was your key. Get to him, and they certainly did today. Saints take the ball over, 1st and 10 from the 26. This would be the first turnover of the season. Not just the game, the season for the Saints. Deuce, did you think, when you had a chance to see this in the replays, was this a legitimate turnover?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, because Mike Thomas comes down with the ball in his hand, and the tie always goes to the receiver, you know, and so I don't know what the official ruling was to say that it was overturned. You can't allow the defender to take it from him once he is down with the ball, with control of it. So that's a tough call. Drew actually wanted to drop that ball off to Mark, but Mark was helping on the block, and, you know, just bad luck.
And you can see that Sean Payton agrees with you, not liking the call, but Detroit's offense stalls and doesn't do anything. They bring in Matt Prater from 56 yards, and he is short and to the left, so they're still down 21 to the Saints, and the Saints decide to make them pay. 1st and 10 now from the Lions 16. Kamara to the right side. Sees a defender. Whee! How about that athleticism? He gets the hurdle and gets it down 14 yards to the 2-yard line. How about that athleticism?
Yeah, those young legs, that's what we call it.
Nice to see how he clears it, avoids any kind of contact, and gets it down to the 2-yard line. And then, Brees, boom, now Anui back at the end zone, 2 yards for the touchdown. It is 38-10, and the route is on. But they're not done yet, because Detroit gets the ball 2nd and 8 from their own 27. And how about the young man, Marshawn Lattimore? He not only gets the interception, Scott, he's taking it back, pick 6.
He's been playing excellent, and he shows everybody why he was the first-round pick and probably the top corner in the draft. And you like to see guys make plays like that, builds their confidence.
It's 45-10. Saints are on pace to score about 65, 70 points if they keep this up. But wait a minute now. 3rd and 4 for Detroit. Stafford goes to Marvin Jones on a 6-play drive where 5 of the 6 plays were passes with no huddle. It's 45-17. Detroit gets the ball back, 3rd and 17 from the 22. 9 pass plays on an 11-play drive now makes it 45-24 on that 22-yard touchdown. By the way, the Saints in the 3rd quarter, just 66 yards in the quarter, but they're still up by 21. Things should be okay. You're at home. 4th quarter, 4th down and 12. deep in their territory. Thomas Morstead, one of the best in the business. Now, is this the definition of literally out-kicking your coverage? Because it goes to Jamal Agnew, and Agnew's going back 74 yards for the touchdown.
Definitely so, but I mean, you also have to have lane integrity, and the Saints lost lane integrity outside, not only from the gunner's perspective, but from the tackles. He has got to stay in his lane, and that didn't happen.
All right, so it's 45-31 now, so now we're within 2 touchdowns, and there's a little bit of concern. Now there's a lot more concern. Sean Robinson, the former Alabama Crimson Tide standout, with the interception from the line, takes it in 1 yard. He was basically standing there. It's a 1-touchdown game, and we've got all sorts of time left in this ball game. On 3rd and 3 from the 32, Brees to Kobe Fleener. On the 3rd down conversion,
He's got to catch that.
It's in his hands. You're right. It's in his hands.
That's his only target the whole game, though.
It was dropped. 2 for 12 on 3rd down conversion. More on that in a moment. On 4th and 3 now, Morstead back to punt again. Agnew this time bobbles it. Now he's in the end zone, and he's in all sorts of trouble. He gets taken down at the Detroit 1. But remember, it's a 1-touchdown game, and they had back-to-back drives with no huddle, went right down the field. 2nd and 10 from their own 1. Stafford, not where he wants to be, in the back of his end zone. And how about Cam Jordan showing the hands, the quickness, and gets the catch. His first career touchdown, bonus points for the dunk, and finally some breathing room at the end. Boy, the Lions sure did make it interesting, but in the end, the Saints score 52 points, tied for the 2nd most in franchise history. It's the first time since 2015 the Saints have won 3 in a row. And as we talked about this morning, and you've heard over and over for the last 4 years, for the first time since 2013, with this win, the Saints can now see themselves sitting on the north side of 500.
Obviously, a crazy game. We credit our defense for 21 points. That was significant. Our punt coverage stunk. It was poor. I thought the turnovers by us in the second half were poor. We did a lot of dumb things, but fortunately our defense did a lot of good things.
Man, you know, we're starting to catch stride, man, and it's just a testament to how much work we've put in, man. We didn't start the season like we wanted to, but that never stopped us from working, man. And, you know, it just feels good to, you know, start reaping the benefits of what we've been doing.
Kind of worn out going through that recap. I'm sure you're worn out doing the broadcast on the radio, because at one point you're 45-10. You're talking about the entire Superdome is in it. The Detroit Lions fans are ready to go home. You're finally going to break the streak. Then all of a sudden, as you mentioned earlier, it really was a tale of 2 halves, maybe 2.5 quarters, and then 1.5 quarters. It was a tale of 2 different stories.
Well, I mean, we're literally talking about, all right, how long are you going to keep Drew Brees in?
Yeah,
you know, before
right.
you take him out, and you know they score. So, well, nah, you can't take him out yet. And then you know you have a turnover or 2, and it's like, oh man, he's got to play the whole game. I mean, you literally, okay, they pull Armstead, but they had to re-enter him, and you know, yeah, it sounds good that we wanted to get him some rest. If you felt comfortable with that lead, you would not have put him back in. But once it shrunk, you had no choice.
It was funny because this morning we were talking about the fact that you'd like to see the backup quarterback, who nobody really knows for Detroit, a 6th-round draft pick out of Michigan. We've heard that story in the NFL before, and you guys talked about it. But Stafford, to his credit and Detroit's credit, they went no huddle, to hurry up. We talked about it this morning. You talked about how dangerous he is as a quarterback. Bad shoulder, bad ankle. It looked like the Saints were going to knock him out of the game, but he did what you talked about this morning. He found life and was able to find success.
Yeah, I think this game was a real compliment to him. I thought there was many times in that game where they probably should have pulled him out of the game. He was grabbing his rib. He came into the game with an ankle injury. And I'm sitting there thinking, why would you do this? You're a franchise quarterback. Because they believe they could still win. And I think it's a compliment to him. He signs this huge contract in the offseason. There's no reason for him to stay in a game like that. Most guys would say, hey, let me just fight another day. We'll finish this season strong. And he's out there battling with his teammates, and that earns instant respect for your teammates, and that's why they fight for him every play.
Well, he certainly tried to fight it down the end, but in the end, the Saints had enough, and let's talk about it now because there's so much to break down from this ball game, and we'll first start on Scott's side of the ball. Let's talk about the defense. Scott, first time in franchise history, 3 defensive touchdowns. I know you were calling the games, and it starts right off the bat. You talk about that momentum in the end zone. Your key was get to Stafford, and they did in the end zone, and right out of the gates, it's momentum for the black and gold.
I thought Dennis Allen did a great job calling the game today, going coverage, but bringing plenty of heat as well. And those guys up front got great push and were surrounding Stafford all day, and they made him pay. When he turned the ball over, they made him pay with scoring points, and that's the double killer. If you're going to turn the ball over, you don't want to give up points. To score 3 touchdowns on defense, you look at the stats around the league, you probably have a 95% chance of winning a game, but this game was kind of crazy. The one guy today, obviously, Cam Jordan on this defense, he's been kind of hidden the last few years because the defensive stats have been so bad and the numbers, but he had an outstanding game again today.
see him getting his hand up there on the line, and that kind of transition into something else we want to talk about, not just the scoring, as Scott was mentioning, but Deuce, again, you were on the call, and you guys were talking about this. I was listening to you all again today, again and again, how many times the balls were batted down. Scott's key this morning was get to Stafford physically and put pressure on him. When they didn't sack him, which was 5 times, and they did knock him down, there was so much interference on the defensive line by the Saints today.
Yeah, I thought really, if you're going to rush him, you had to have middle pressure just because he could scramble. But they did an outstanding job of just getting their hands up. They had 16 pass defense, and I think just from the batted ball standpoint, you probably had 9 batted balls, from a defender's standpoint. Matt Stafford, when he did hold the ball, it was normally going to be a sack. But those guys knew if we could not get there, let's get our hands up, let's knock this ball down. I mean, they frustrated and they flushed at him, beyond anything that you've seen, and it was an outstanding job by that defensive unit.
You just saw Cam a moment ago with the deflection, and then as we just showed you with the interception, he deflected it, and then it came right back down into his hands. Scott, is that something that you all work on from the defensive side of the ball in terms of timing and always getting hands up? It may seem obvious, but boy, we saw it so much today by the Saints defense.
It's a huge point of emphasis, and it was even when I played, just because the ball comes out so fast now. I mean, quarterbacks, you don't see a lot of 7-step drops where people are throwing the ball way downfield. It's a quick game, and so if you can't get there because it's coming out so fast, get your hands up. And I could definitely tell the way these guys were playing today, it was a point of emphasis in their meeting rooms, and their coaches did a great job because Matthew Stafford, the one thing about him, he's a great thrower, but he does throw a little sidearm. He'll find different ways to try to contort his body to throw it, and they did a good job of, if they couldn't get there, just getting their hands up.
Well, they certainly caused problems for him, and again, a franchise record 3 defensive touchdowns, one of those by Mr. Cam Jordan. He talked to our Saints insider Mike Neighbors after the game.
Since you've been here, is this defense, have you ever had as much fun in a game as this one? I mean, I know it got tight at the end, but...
Sure. I can definitely recall, like, the Detroit playoff game a couple years ago. At least, two Detroit games. No, that being said, this was a tremendous win for us, and honestly, I hope we keep on continuing how we've been playing.
Take me through the touchdown to really ice this game. What did you see on that play, and how good did it feel to make that play?
Again, we knew we had to take advantage of batting the ball down, or in my case, tipping the ball up. That being said, once there was a score, I just showed that big guys can get up too. So, quick little drop step dunk.
A lot of guys in this locker room haven't been a part of this team being under 500, but you've seen a lot of tough days to get over 500. What does that mean for you and this football team right now?
We're on to the next. Honestly, it's a great win. It's a great defensive win. This is a win that, your defense can build its morale upon. This is something that we can look back on and, think that we had a great game. It's just building towards, what we hope to be as a playoff run.
And finally, after the first 2 games, to play this well defensively the last 3 games, what's been the difference and how much confidence do you guys have after the last 3 performances?
I keep saying, we're just building and building here. As long as we can keep on improving every week, this is something that, we can look back at the end of the season and say, hey, this is why we got good, or this is where we need to get back to, or this is how we are playing. This is our Saints defense. We are finding our identity right now, and I'd love to be at the end of the year and say, hey, we're a tenacious defense. I don't care how old our youngest player is. I don't care how old our oldest player is. At the end of the day, everybody's giving 100% every play, and that's all we can ask for.
3 touchdowns by the Saints defense. The last one, 3 was a charm for Cam Jordan, really iced this game for the home team. Back to you guys in the studio.
And we will have more from Mike in just a moment. As some concerns that we need to pay attention to for the Saints, especially on offense. What happened in the second half when the numbers went down a lot? We'll talk about that. And no matter what team is yours in the NFL, the lead story in the NFL involves that man right there and the team that the Saints will face next week. We'll talk about that as we roll on here on Saints Tonight. Welcome back to Saints Tonight here on CST as the Saints get the win, 3rd in a row this season to go to 3-2, 52-38 over the Detroit Lions, snapping a 3-game win streak by the Lions. Look what that Saints defense did. We just talked about the pressure they were getting on Matt Stafford. Overall pressure on that rushing game for Detroit as the Lions were held to just 66 yards. You would think with a score that had 52 for the Saints and winning in 38, you're talking about a combination of 90 points, that maybe you'd see more than the total yards that we see. The Saints passing yards, would you have expected 186 passing yards with that many yards and that many points that the Saints put on the scoreboard? But look at how dismal the 3rd downs were from New Orleans. 2 of 12 and 13 penalties for 118 yards as the Saints get the win. So we take a look at those numbers. But guys, here's what I wanted to ask you, because this is one of those where I know coaches will tell you got the 24-hour rule, but we have 1 show a week, so our clock is faster than everybody else's. So here's what I'm going to ask you. You just saw those numbers. You had an interception for a touchdown against you. You had a punt return for a touchdown against you. You just saw how dismal they were, 2 for 12 on 3rd down conversions for the Saints offense. You had 48 passing yards in the second half, less than 200 for the game. Yet this is the third straight win by double digits for the Saints. So there's that good news, bad news, which we'll look at. But what's your take when you say, is there more room for concern? 52 points is 52 points. I get it. But there's some of those numbers that, it kind of leaves you scratching your head, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I think that's why you see the disappointment from Sean Payton after the game. And, you know, yes, he's happy about the defense putting up 21 points, but this team did not play well at all. You know, they had their moments in the first half. They were able to score some drives. I mean, but when you look at the numbers, they played bad. I mean, they really played bad, and they scored 52 points. And so, you know, if they can clean some things up, you know, on the offensive side of the ball as well as defense, then they could be a dangerous team. I mean, but, you know, you have to take advantage of the situation that you put in sometimes, and they did. I mean, but you're 2 for 12 on third down. You really couldn't sustain drives, and then you had 13 penalties for 100 yards. That's almost another 7 points for the defense just because you're hurting yourself and putting yourselves in bad situations. And that's not counting, you know, the penalties that were offset, because there were a couple that got waived off.
Okay, I'm glad you said it, because I didn't want to be looking like I'm the only Debbie Downer in a game that you win 52-38. But I guess it goes then to complement what we talked about on your side of the ball. You had your first turnover of the season. You wind up having 3. One's a touchdown, then you give up a point. But on the flip side, you caused 5, and you had 3 that you took back.
That's the thing. You look at the Saints, they didn't play the greatest. They played bad, but they're lucky today the Detroit Lions played even worse. And, I mean, they gave up the ball 5 times. It's going to be hard to win games. Yeah, they had a punt return for a touchdown, but just like those numbers, you look on the screen, those numbers reflect the way this game was, all over the place. It was hectic out there all day long. And, I mean, you're going to have number crunchers looking at those stats and saying, this doesn't make sense. And that's just the way this game was today. You get into those games. But where this team has grown, unlike the past couple of years we've seen, they found a way to win. They found a way to finish it. They made just enough plays. At the end, it's a one-score game. In the past, maybe Detroit goes down and ties the game up. Today, you have Cam Jordan making a play to seal the game. So they're growing in that area.
So there are some of the numbers do show some concern, but the fact of the matter is, as Scott said to start the show, a win is a win, and 52 points, second most in franchise history. So let's start with some of the good. And Deuce, this is right in your wheelhouse. The Saints defense held Detroit to 66 rushing yards, but the Saints were north of 180, 190 rushing yards. That's the kind of balance we don't really see a lot in the Saints offense, but we saw it today.
Yeah, and they did a really good job being able to get on the edges. You know, I thought Andrews Pete was outstanding, you know, being able to use his body, get in space, and mark, you know, he was attacking. And on this run here, you know, they were able to pull Andrews Pete. And another one, they had a lot of success with the toss crack game. And, you know, whether it was Ryan Ramczyk there, it was Armstead on the pull. And, you know, Ted Ginn Jr., his speed has really, really helped this team. Or whether it's on the jet sweep, we see right there on the deep crosser, you know, when Who-Man is scoring, and that's the all-go special. Who-Man is the guy that they're throwing to on all-go special. It just tells you that at times they're rolling and clicking, but they just didn't do it enough. And on this play here, it ends up being a flea flicker, you know, and Brandon Coleman, I think that was his only catch, but it's plus 20. I mean, so they're doing some things well, but you just want to see them more consistent doing those things.
You just mentioned a name, too, that Scott talked about this morning on Saints Game Day, and just want to get your thoughts, because a player like this would have benefited you in your position, Teron Armstead. We're talking about a man that was out with a knee injury, then he's got the shoulder injury in the summer, ahead of schedule from what most people thought. He's right at the 4-month mark, and they thought maybe 4 to 6 months would usually put you at least in the middle, if not towards that, the latter end on the 6-month mark. He came back today. The impact of that guy coming back in the front and what he means to that Saints front line.
Well, it just gives you stability. I mean, we know that if he's healthy, he's probably a top 5 tackle, and we're talking left tackle. And with his ability to be able to, you know, protect that blind side, he's an outstanding guy that runs well in space. You know, he and Andrews Pete, they can really shut down and solidify that left side. And so whether the Saints are running power, whether they're running that toss sweep, you know, you don't have to really divert your protection a lot, because his feet are good enough where he can stay me a guy inside, but he also be able to bounce out and be able to pick up a twist or a blitz on the outside.
Well, it was great to see him back, and as you mentioned, you guys called it on the radio, you thought maybe he'd have a chance to get on the bench and sit him. But then all of a sudden, that 45-10 became 45-17, became a 2-touchdown game. So, Scott, there is another side to it, as we mentioned, and then you guys were just explaining it so well, that the numbers tell a different story than maybe what the final score does and the good feeling that the Saints have. And let's look at some of that on the offensive side now. You're up 45-10. And then there's some things that just, I guess, maybe kind of give you some concern. This is the first offensive play when it's now 45-17. Nice run by Mark Ingram. It's 14 yards. But here's one of those penalties. Clemente with a holding call. Again, 13 penalties for 118 yards.
The penalties just put you behind the sticks. And then even in the second half when you have a lead, maybe throwing the ball a little bit too much to try to get first down. Just keep running the ball, because that second half, the clock just felt like it stood still for the longest time, and it wasn't running. The clock is what you need to run the second half. Plays here or there just seem to extend that game, and penalties put you in first and long is tough to overcome.
Yeah, well, after that holding penalty, that was the play when Ingram got the screen, and then they knocked the ball out. Then the last play of the third quarter, Kamara gets it, but he's short of the first down, and that was a 3rd and 7. We already talked about it, 2 for 12 on third down conversions, less than 20%. Fourth quarter, when you're up by 14, Kamara, and look, whew, thank goodness he got out of the end zone. It was nearly a safety. But then when you look back on it, maybe you wanted the safety, because the very next play, there's Drew Brees, Deuce in the back of the end zone, just like we saw Stafford where he got in trouble, and Brees gets in trouble because it's the former Crimson Tide player that makes the play.
Yeah, A'Shaun knows he's not going to get there, and he's just reading Drew's eyes. I mean, and Drew never thought that the defensive lineman would be the guy that gets in the way and picks this ball off. But Robinson knew he wasn't going to get there for the sack, so instead of him trying to knock that ball down, he just jumps up and picks it off. I mean, that's a little basketball skill in him right there. And I mean, so it's just a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes.
It's a bad turnover, but we got to give a lot of credit to that big dude. I've never seen a guy make a play like that. To be 4 yards away from a quarterback and have that instant reaction and be able to catch the ball, that's a great play. Even though he's on the Lions, I got to give him some credit for that play.
And he still had Saints fans on edge when he made that play as they tried to creep in close. But one of the players that had another outstanding game, we talked about Cam Jordan. How about Kenny Vaccaro? 4 tackles on the day, also had his first career touchdown, and he talked about his efforts afterwards with Mike.
Your touchdown really set the tone. I mean, it was right in front of you. Just take me through that play.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because Alex told me before the play that I'm about to go make a big play. I was like, well, I'm trying to beat you to the big play. And end up he knocked the ball out, and the ball was right there. I just jumped on it. I mean, he did the work. I was just fortunate enough. God put me in the right place at the right time on that play.
When's the last time you scored a touchdown in a football game?
It's never. That's the first time in my life.
Ever?
Yeah, nothing. Ever. Ever. I'm happy.
Most fun you've had maybe in a game since you've been here?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, when you're forcing turnovers, getting off the field, it's been a while since I've been a part of that. I mean, since my rookie year, we've got the turnover. And really, even in 2013, we didn't get the turnovers like that. We got mainly sacks. But now that we're taking the ball away, it's something that I haven't really been a part of since I've been here.
Kenny Vaccaro, one of the big stars for the Saints defense, 3 touchdowns, 5 turnovers. He had 2 of the turnovers. Back to you guys in the studio.
He did, Mike, and it is amazing to see what Kenny Vaccaro was able to do. Just a couple of weeks ago, remember, he was making headlines for all the other reasons. Was he going to sit on the bench? Were the Saints going to get rid of him? And all of a sudden, huge contributions today from Kenny Vaccaro and what he was able to do on the field. We looked at the offense. We talked about the outstanding defense in the first segment. We looked at a lot of the good on the offense. We talked about some of the bad on the offense. There's also that third element, and that's special teams. Not that this was a whole deal breaker, but there were some issues on special teams. One where an extra point went back 15 yards and 3 tries before they were able to. What was going on with this situation?
Well, you know, I think the referee was really being picky. You know, the end man on the line of scrimmage, he is taught to cheat as much as possible back. You know, but you also need to verify with the line judge on the edge. And normally that line judge is going to tell you, yes, you're okay, or you need to move up. And they were saying that Clemente was not close enough or up on the line, and they really just wanted to see if Lutz was going to miss the field goal, in my opinion.
It's like he was in practice. We got him back another 5 yards. We go back another 5 yards. He makes the first one. There's a penalty. We go back to the second one. And if you watch the game, Sean Payton was not pleased at all. This is what we're talking about right here, where he is on the line, saying he has to move up a little more. But as Deuce is saying, you're taught to cheat back, or at least look to the line judge to your right and just say, hey, am I on the line? Finally, they got the third one right, and Lutz, to his credit, made all 3. But again, Deuce, this is something you talked about earlier. The special teams, Morstead, one of the best in the business, but you talk about it's all about knowing your lanes.
Yeah, you've got to, and particularly that gunner. You know, if you're going to pin a returner, and that's what they were doing, they were pinning him to the right side, and that left gunner, and I think that's Hardy, he has to understand and know that he can't get caught inside. When he gets caught right there, they're done. They're in trouble. Because the next 2 guys, they get blocked. And then Josh Hill has a shot, and he gets pinned as well. When Morstead is the first guy that has to make the tackle, you're done. You're beat. I mean, because there is nobody else behind him. And so that's having great great lane integrity. They kind of hurt themselves because going into the game, this guy had already taken one back. I think it was right at 90 yards. I know he had a 22.5 average already, so you knew that he was dangerous, and they just gave him too much room.
Boy, and the first time that happens, the first thing you're doing, too, you're looking for a yellow flag somewhere to say when you're going from one side of the field all the way to the other, you're hoping and praying that somewhere along the way there's a block in the back to try to stop it.
Yeah, it was a long punt by Thomas, and he'll be the first to tell you probably outkicked the coverage, made it tough on those guys. But at the same time, you're paid to go down and cover kicks. And what Deuce has talked about, when those gunners who are usually DBs and receivers and they can fly, they get down the field, if they don't stay in their lane or they get pinned just the wrong way, now you're relying on guys like myself, linebackers, who don't like to play against those guys in that much space. So that's what happened there. The gunner got kicked inside, and then it was up to linebackers and tight ends and fullbacks to make the play, and they just couldn't make it in space.
And the punter. And by that time, he was well past Morstead. He was doing what he could do, but just not enough there. But it wasn't enough to hurt the Saints as they get the big victory in the end. And as we always do when the teams visit the Saints in the Superdome, we cover the black and gold side for you, but there's always that other side, the perspective from the Detroit Lions. And that's why we have our man on the call, Eric Ritchie, as he takes you behind enemy lines.
One of the great things about being back behind enemy lines is that during the game, I actually get to sit right next to the Saints insider, Mike Neighbors. When the Lions went down 35, Mike looks at me and says, "This game's not over." I kind of chuckled and said, "Of course it's over. The Lions should have back Matthew Stafford." Listen to what Stafford's decision that almost comebacks in NFL history.
No, absolutely not. Quarterback of this team, I'm going to fight till 3 zeros on the clock, and that's the attitude that our team has. That's the attitude I have. No matter how I'm feeling, I'm going to be out there and trying to help us win. You know, obviously, anytime you turn the ball over 5 times, it's not good, and you know, I can be better. Just, you know the effort that our guys put in, man. A lot of effort going into that game, fighting our ass off, you know, tooth and nail trying to get it back in, and had a chance at one score, and then, you know, another kind of crazy play. You know, it was a crazy up and down game.
Well, it's just like it always is with us. We just don't give up. Our guys show a lot of resolve. You know, they'll just will get the things straightened out as we move along, and our guys always think they have a chance to get it done. Always think they have a chance to close the gap, and they believe in one another, and you know, that makes it different. But we fell a little bit too short, you know. But we're I don't think these guys are ever feel that they're out of a ball game.
You know, there's no doubt in our mind that, you know, we can come back from anything. No matter what the score says, there's no doubt in our mind that we could come back and win. That just shows the fight we have in this team, you know, within this team, especially with one of our leaders going down, GQ. You know, we could have folded after that, but, you know, we decided, you know, we're gonna try to win this thing.
That was Detroit cornerback Jamal Agnew. He became the first Lions rookie in 66 years with 2 punt return touchdowns in the same season. But at the end of his 74-yard punt return in the 4th quarter, that little wave cost his team some crucial yards.
That was unnecessary by me. You know, learning point. You know, that was crucial. You know, hurt us in field position wise. You know, something I can't do. Got to get better.
Your feeling when you were down 45 to 10, when you were down 35, what was it like that this team just kind of fought back?
Oh, again, we just have to protect the ball. As long as we can protect the ball, we do great things. And you know, today we just had a tough time doing that.
Stafford said after the game, Drew Brees came up to him and said, "That was a weird one, huh?" It certainly was. One of the more bizarre games you'll ever see. Behind enemy lines at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, I'm Eric Ritchie for Saints Tonight.
Eric, thanks so much. You heard him talk about a record there for the rookie with Detroit, over 66 yards before you saw something like that. There was another rookie that made a statement today. I'm going to give you guys a name you guys know, Fred Weary. Remember Fred Weary?
Yeah, Fred Weary.
Fred Weary. Fred Weary from 1998 was the last time that a Saints rookie had an interception brought back for a touchdown. Until today. Mr. Lattimore did the honors today, and what a big one it was. One of 3 defensive touchdowns for the Saints, and here was his conversation with Mike.
All right, guys, big afternoon for the Saints defense, and one of the highlights turned in by rookie Marshawn Lattimore. First career interception for a pick 6. It's the way to do it, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. You know, when I got the pick, I just knew I had to score. You know, once I get the ball in my hand, you know, I had to show a little bit. You know, I play offense a little bit in high school and all that, so I just had to show, you know, I can get to the end zone.
The defense made so many big plays. After a while, were you just feeding off each other as a unit?
Yeah, that's how I got to be. You know, just collectively we see them, you know, the D-line, you know, doing their thing. Then they see us, you know, doing our thing in the back end, you know, and we just feed off that energy all the time. So.
After your interception, they come back with 28 unanswered points. This turned into a completely different game. How did the defensive mindset change during that period?
Man, we were just giving up too much, easy things and penalties and just things like that, But we know we had to finish strong. We couldn't go out like that. We couldn't let them come back on us like that. We just had to finish strong, and that was our mindset.
Finally, you battled through a lot in your brief tenure here in New Orleans, injuries, but it seems like when healthy, you're just getting more and more comfortable. Talk about your mindset now compared to maybe even a month ago.
Man, I'm just getting more comfortable just with my teammates and with the calls and just things like that, just getting comfortable out there playing with, in the NFL, period. But I know once I'm healthy and all that, I'm a great player. So, I just have to build on that every week and just get better with everything, every week. So.
Appreciate your time. Nice game.
Yeah, thank you.
Saints rookie Marshawn Lattimore, 1 interception, 1 pick six. Not a bad day at the office. Back to you guys.
Mike, thanks so much. Drew Brees had an incredible streak going of games with at least 200 yards passing. That streak came to an end today, but you know what? He traded because now the Saints have won 3 in a row. You'll hear from the Saints quarterback when we come back on Saints Tonight. If we told you this morning on Saints game day that by the end of this game today, Drew Brees was going to have 21 completions for 186 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, we'd probably all be sitting here thinking that it was a really bad day for the Saints or an unbelievable rushing day, which it sort of was for that.
Nah, I would say bad day.
Bad day come out with those numbers, and those are the numbers that Drew Brees posted today. But we should also say congratulations for this. In the effort this afternoon, while he didn't get north of 200 yards, Drew Brees north now of 50,000 career passing yards, not just in his career overall. That's just what the Saints do. That is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, just to think that, this is a guy that really was not supposed to be here. He was supposed to be in Miami, but, Nick Saban and the doctors didn't clear him. And, you go back and you look, and it's like, man, this guy's had an unbelievable career in New Orleans and, just changed the face of the franchise.
Well, he didn't get those 200 yards, but you know what? He would trade that any day because the Saints have now won 3 in a row. They snapped the 3-game win streak by the Detroit Lions. And to hear his thoughts, we take you back to the Superdome and Drew's one-on-one interview with Mike Neighbors.
All right, guys, Drew Brees joins us here in the Superdome. I don't know where to start. Have you ever been a part of a game like that?
No, it was a crazy one. Obviously, the score 52-38. If you're just kind of looking at that from the outside, you're asking yourself what the heck happened in that game. But obviously, a lot of non-offensive touchdowns. We had 3 defensively. They had 2, a total of 2, 1 on defense and 1 on special teams. It seemed like the game took forever. I felt like we had a good rhythm going in the first half, and huge stop by the defense to hold them on 4th down and not get any points coming in at halftime. So here we are, 31-10 at half. And then defense gets a huge stop to start the second half. And then we end up getting the ball back and go down and score. And now it's, 38-10. And then we get the interception return for touchdown. It's 45-10. And then from that point on, listen, defense kept playing great. I think offensively, we didn't find much rhythm after that. And that's the part that I'm hanging on to right now. And it's upsetting me a little bit. I'm going to try to enjoy this victory. But, I know that we are so much better than what we put on tape for the last quarter and a half of that game, where we need to finish that game. We need to finish that game. We can't continue to have to put our defense out there like that, which, listen, they played phenomenal. But we got to find a better way to finish that game.
You said the same thing as your coach, Sean Payton. You want to enjoy this, but it's hard to after the way it ended. And things can snowball in a football game, and you really saw it in both directions. You guys jumped off to the early lead, but when things started, they get 28 unanswered points. Yeah. How did that change the dynamic of the huddle and the demeanor on the sideline and all that?
Well, here's the thing. They're a quick strike team, quick strike offense. Seen it many times before. So we knew this game was far from over when we came in at halftime. We knew we were going to have to make a lot of plays in order to finish it out and win it. Again, a little bit of that hate, how they scored 28 unanswered, well, they scored on offense, and then, we get the punt return, they get the crazy defensive lineman jumping up and, snatching the ball and something else. So, similar to some of the crazy stuff that happened, flip that around and, Cam tips one up to himself for a touchdown. We get a sack fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. We get an interception return for a touchdown on a tip pass. So, listen, a lot of crazy stuff in this game.
Twan Armstead back. Adrian Peterson wasn't in the huddle. Mark Ingram has a big game. You talk about crazy numbers. You guys rush for more yards than you pass. I don't think I've ever seen that since you've been here. You just never know what to expect in a game like this, huh?
No, but it's nice to know that you can win in a lot of different ways, And bottom line is winning. Did you win the game? Did you find a way? Did you, play complementary football? Did you, make the plays when you needed to make them? And we made enough plays to win today. Defense made a ton of plays to win today. And so at the end of the day, that builds confidence and that builds momentum going into the rest of our schedule, because listen, it doesn't get any easier. You know, we got huge challenges ahead of us.
You go to an NFL game, you may see something you've never seen before. I never saw a fullback pitch for a gain. I've never seen that in the Sean Payton era. Where did that play come from? Have you been holding that play for a while?
Yeah, Sean, no, we haven't been holding it for a while. They just, I don't know where Sean pulls this stuff up sometimes, but we'll end up watching some pretty blurry tape in order to grab some of this stuff from years past. I think it was like 2003, Cowboys, Richie Anderson. Their fullback was a lefty, so he pitched with his left hand going the other way. We ended up going right, because our guy's right-handed. But hey, listen, fourth and inches, you needed to play. We got the play, and I think it resulted in a touchdown. So there you go.
Take it. Finally, a lot of new blood in this locker room, but I talked to Cam Jordan about this. First time you guys have been over 500 in 4 years. What does that mean? Does that mean anything to this football team? A different September, now you're over 500. It's a different feel than the last few seasons, it feels like.
Well, I can say this. We started off 0-2, knowing that we played two good teams, at Minnesota and then in New England. And it would have been easy to get frustrated, but we knew we were close, a lot closer than what I think most people would give us credit for. And we believed in the process and in each other, and just knowing that, hey, go on the road, get a win at Carolina, opportunity to go to London, get a big win against Miami, and then, get on the roll here. And obviously coming off the bye week, we knew what an important game this was against a very tough opponent in Detroit, and the way that they've beaten us the last 2 years here at home. We knew that this was going to be a great battle, and to get this win now, you hope that it just snowballs. Listen, like I said, it doesn't get any easier. Go on the road at Green Bay. And I know Aaron Rodgers went down today. From what I heard, I haven't seen anything other than what guys told me.
To be out for the year, potentially.
Yeah, but I think Brett Hundley has, times we played him in the preseason, he's looked pretty phenomenal, so bottom line is we got our work cut out for us, and they'll be ready for us, and we'll need our best game to win. We have to continue to improve. We cannot just feel like we've arrived, because we have not. We have to continue to get better.
A little crazy, a wild, a wacky afternoon, but you survived with the victory. Congratulations.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Drew Brees here in the Superdome. The streak is over. 1,385 days since they've been over 500. Time to start the new one. Back to you guys.
Mike, thanks. And to keep over 500, we'll have to try to get a win in Green Bay. We'll talk about that, and we'll also take a look at the NFC South. The Falcons were up 17-0. The Falcons lost the lead. Yeah, we've heard that before, too. We'll be back in a moment. First quarter in Atlanta, Matt Ryan, who was 24 of 35 for 248 yards, finds Marvin Hall 40 yards on the touchdown. It's 10-0 Atlanta. They go up 17-0 at the half. Atlanta has proven they don't know how to hold on to a lead. Hello, Super Bowl. Third quarter, Jake Cutler to Jarvis Landry, 7 yards. Cutler, 19 of 33 for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now in the fourth quarter, after Miami goes up 20-17, being down 17-0, the Falcons driving with under a minute to go, but Matt Ryan's picked off by Rashad Jones. And how about the Dolphins coming all the way back and outscoring Atlanta 20-0 in the second half to win it by 3. Scott talked about this morning. You just knew Adrian Peterson was going to make news after getting traded by the Saints to Arizona, and did he ever? Against Tampa Bay, first quarter, look at Peterson go. 27 yards for the touchdown. It's 7-0 Arizona. In the second quarter, Carson Palmer to Larry Fitzgerald. 11 yards on the reception as he gets behind the defense. 21-0 Cardinals. In the fourth quarter, Peterson does it again from 1 yard out. 26 carries, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The real story, though, Jameis Winston, quarterback for Tampa Bay, injured his throwing shoulder in the second quarter. X-rays negative, MRI to come. The Cardinals win it by the final score of 38-33 as Adrian Peterson makes his Arizona debut. On Thursday night, it was the Carolina Panthers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Second quarter. In Carolina, Carson Wentz to Zach Ertz for 1 yard out. We are tied at 10. third quarter, these two team up and do it again. Wentz, who threw for 222 and 3 touchdowns, finds Ertz on the 17-yarder. Two-point conversion is good, and it's 18-10 Eagles. In the fourth quarter, Cam Newton finds Christian McCaffrey. He threw the ball 52 times in this ball game. It's 28-23 Eagles. Same score later in the fourth. Newton picked off by Jalen Mills, the former LSU cornerback, one of 3 interceptions for Cam Newton on the night. 3 Carolina running backs. Are you ready for this? 3 combined for 13 carries and 1 total yard. Ouch. Philadelphia is now 5-1, the best record in the NFC, as they won at 28-23. Well, well, well. Here's a look at the NFC standings, and look at where the Saints have fallen to, with as well as they have been playing, winning 3 straight. And Carolina, 4-2. As you can see, they have not had their bye. And remember, the Saints have one in their back pocket over Carolina after they started this win streak there, after they started the season 0-2. Now, of course, New Orleans will go on the road next week, and they will be at Lambeau. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't care who your team is, the lead story in the NFL involves a team we're about to show you, and that's the Saints' next opponent, because they will be in Green Bay, and they will be facing a much different-looking Green Bay team because of this play right here. You just heard Drew Brees talking about it, but he talked about it like a quarterback who's focused on the team no matter who's a quarterback. They're going to be different. Aaron Rodgers goes down here trying to hit Martellus Bennett on the pass. He goes down, and here's how he goes down. Driven into the ground, you see that shoulder go into the ground. He would get carted off the field. X-rays would show a broken collarbone, most likely done for the year. His backup, Brett Hundley, who played at UCLA, in his career before today's game, 3 passes, 3 completions on 11 attempts for 17 yards. Here he finds Devontae Adams for the 14-yard touchdown pass to tie it at 7. Packers down 20-10. Hundley picked off here for today's game, 18 of 33 for 157, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. By the way, the Minnesota Vikings get the win 23-10. Look, guys, you can talk about this a million different directions, and while the Saints may be fortunate as best you can look at this, you never want to see anybody go down. But they're getting ready to go to Green Bay, where they're losing a guy who arguably has been the MVP through the first quarter of this NFL season. So now for the Saints, Deuce, let's talk to you first about the focus of what they've got to do going to Green Bay, knowing that Aaron Rodgers will not be the man under center.
Well, they still have weapons. I mean, and so that's the most important thing. They still have other weapons. Now, the question how will they be able to get the ball to them? You know, they've struggled running the ball. They've had Montgomery to be able to run it. They've had rookies to step in and try to run the ball. You know, you have to limit the run game and make Hundley a passer. You know, one of the things that I thought that he did really well at UCLA was run the ball, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that zone read added to that offense, but you have to make him uncomfortable and, you know, make sure that you can get after him as a quarterback.
I'm sure, Scott, Sean Payton is going to hate people like us talking about what I'm about to ask you, because you weren't allowed to do this as a player. You can't look past the one game. You've been circling this Green Bay game now for the last several weeks, talking about the first 6 games of the schedule, and you wanted them to come out of Green Bay and Detroit split at best, correct? Now you've got a good chance to go into Green Bay and get a win with Aaron Rodgers being out. Then you still have Chicago. That's a struggling team. And then we break down the schedule. How does he keep the Saints from not doing what we're talking about right now, which is looking at the chance that there's a real opportunity for this thing, as Drew Brees said, snowball in a positive direction?
Yeah, the pressure goes back on the Saints team because they're going to be favored. Everybody's going to expect them to win because you have Aaron Rodgers out. And Aaron Rodgers, obviously, Tom Brady is recognized as the most accomplished quarterback of all time, but Aaron Rodgers is always in the conversation as the most skilled quarterback. You constantly hear about him being the MVP of the league because what he does for this team is, you know, in my estimation, a 5-11 team without him. The amount of things they ask him to do, you know, that's not to take anything away from guys like Drew Brees and Tom Brady, but at least Drew has a guy like Mark to rely on. Right now, they really don't have that big of a running game in Green Bay. They ask Aaron Rodgers to do a lot. So the pressure shifts to the Saints. This is a game they should win to go on the road. And I think the one thing that's going to help them stay focused is you're going to Lambeau Field. And Lambeau Field is a special place to play, and guys are going to get excited about playing there.
Well, it'll be a big challenge indeed. Of course, our man Deuce will be there on the radio call next week. We'll get you started here in the studio on Saints Game Day next Sunday morning. Saints insider Mike Neighbors will join us live from Lambeau as we get you set for that afternoon kick. And then, of course, Scott and I will be right back here to recap it next Sunday night on Saints Tonight. Mike will have a chance to talk to Deuce at Lambeau Field, get Deuce's reaction to what he sees between the Saints and the Packers. He'll also talk to the players and, once again, his exclusive one-on-one with Saints quarterback Drew Brees. But Saints fans should feel good. 3 in a row, the Saints back over 500 with Green Bay next up. We thank you for spending your Saints Game Day night with us here on CST. For Eric Ritchie, our Saints insider Mike Neighbors, Scott Shanley, and Deuce McAllister, I'm Victor Howell saying good night. Thanks for joining us here on CST.